early onset of Parkinson's, which means I was probably around 30 years old when I first got it. I first met Dr. Pankaj about 5 to 6 years ago, and he always said that I was a perfect candidate for treatment. It's really life-changing in many ways. I'm able to walk, of course, much better. I can talk, I can stand on my own. I even got better sight.
The surgery has been life-changing for him. It's just quite incredible how from one moment to the next, he is suddenly able to do things. Walking was a constant challenge. Being able to maintain his gait, being able to lift his feet, to be able to walk. He can do all of that now. If you saw Rusi before, eating was a challenge, lifting his fork and spoon. Rusi would basically be bent over and eating because he couldn't. Now he brings the fork and spoon up to his face rather than bending down. Huge change from that perspective. His voice, you can hear him. Otherwise it was really difficult to be able to hear him. His balance, Rusi used to tip over very easily. So all of these things have completely changed as a result of the DBS procedure. Also, I would say one of the things that was most distinct for me is that when you are taking all the medication that you do for Parkinson's, you are almost in a fog, a mind fog. Your head's not that clear, you don't sleep as well, so you are confused during the course of the day. Almost 2 weeks after Rusi's DBS procedure, there was complete clarity of thought, which had been absent for him for such a long time. That just made such a huge difference. It was having my brother back. The procedure has been tremendous. And the only thing that I would say to anyone that is considering it is do it early enough. Don't be daunted. Do it as early as your doctor says you should do it, because it really gives you your life.
So when we saw Mr. Rusi Motiwala, he had Parkinson's for a very large number of years. So he had almost 30 years of Parkinson's, and we had been treating him for 5 or 6 years with medication for Parkinson's disease. But actually the limits of the medication had been reached, and he had increasing problems with slowness and stiffness and a lot of tremor in his limbs, very soft speech, great difficulty in walking and maintaining his balance. So clearly he needed surgical therapy, he needed deep brain stimulation or DBS for a long time. Finally, when we did his DBS surgery, he had an excellent response. He improved on many counts, his speech improved, and there were people who said that they had heard him speak in a normal way after a very long time, after more than 10 years. His gait improved, he started walking, he started going on morning walks, which he was totally unable to do, and that too unaided. His tremor reduced dramatically. So therefore all his motor symptoms really were improved, and this was obvious to all the family members immediately, and it was really like a new person had emerged. So this is what happens after deep brain stimulation, because it is so effective in controlling the motor symptoms of Parkinson's disease, especially of long-standing, and it is indeed remarkable how well these patients improve, how much their quality of life improves after DBS. So Rusi is another example, another very good example of the great effect DBS can have in improving the motor symptoms of Parkinson's disease. In addition to the motor symptoms of Parkinson's, slowness, stiffness and shaking or tremor, which are well known, it is very important to recognize there are non-motor symptoms of Parkinson's disease as well. This is the Parkinson's you don't see. So these symptoms are depression, cognitive problems or dementia, hallucinations, problems with urination, constipation, difficulty in smell, and other such problems. So these also impact quality of life to an extremely great extent in these patients. And in the case of Rusi, many of his non-motor symptoms improved dramatically as well.